Konnichiwa, good afternoon, and as always, welcome to my new video. So today we're going to talk about quite a dark topic. As you can probably tell by my look, I came up with the idea for this video because of the event that is going to take place like really soon, and that's the third Memorial Day of my grandpa that's passed away about a month ago. And this is something regularly usual to do, but now it made me reflect on it and it made me think of it a little bit. So let's start from the very beginning. I think I should mention that I do believe in God. I'm Orthodox Christian. I do obey rules of Christianity, but not all of them, just some of them. Just because that's the way I see it, that's my personal view on the whole religion. So some of the rules make me confused, and some of the rules I do not follow and I do not obey because I do not see the sense in them. I do not feel like it's right for me to do. And the funeral, the traditional funeral, is one of those rules. I have been to funeral 3 times in my life. Like, first one of my grandma, second one of my father, and the third one that happened really not so long ago. It's my grandpa. And it all was a horrible experience, not because something went wrong, but because it's just horrifying. It truly touches you somewhere inside, and this is something you have to go through and live through. And this is not only the fact of the death of the closest ones to you. Like, when you think of it, it makes you sad and it makes you devastated inside because you realize that you won't see those people anymore and they are no longer existing in the world you live in. But I'm more concerned about the fact of the funeral itself. For example, all this process, like if you've been to traditional Orthodox Christian funeral, you probably know what I'm talking about. So this entire procedure, when you see the dead body and you have to stand next to it and for a couple of minutes, and they then think about something and then just say the final goodbye, as they like to call it. And I'm gonna explain why I feel like this entire process is so not okay with me. When the person dies, his soul leaves his body. So his body is no longer him, so his soul is somewhere near. And then, as I remember, I can be mistaken right now, in the 9th day, the soul goes straight to the sky to face the judgmental day, and then on the 40th day, as I recall, the soul is decided to go either to heaven or to hell. And it's all up to this person and the God to decide whether the soul goes to heaven or to hell. So the people around this dead body, they basically do nothing helpful about it. This final goodbye, for example, this always terrifies me the most. Like, I would love to remember my grandma, my father, and my grandpa the way I did when they all were healthy. My father's death was also a big shock. Like, last time I saw him, he was completely healthy. Like, he was in a hospital because of his broken leg, but then suddenly he died, and then we all had to see him dead in a coffin. I still have no clue why. I would give everything to take this day back and to not come at the funeral and to not see my father just being buried in the ground. Because first of all, this is a terrifying experience. This is really terrifying. If you have never been to a funeral, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but believe me, it's all you can think of is the dead body that's laying in the coffin, and you have to stand next to for a couple of minutes and say your goodbye. But who are you saying goodbye to when their soul is probably somewhere near, but not in the body anymore? Why do we have to deal with such stuff? This is so cruel. I also do not understand why do people have to visit the grave in order to speak to a dead person. When I visit the grave, it only reminds me about the fact that the person is dead and he's not here anymore. It doesn't make me feel better at all. You can say whatever you want right now, but I personally have never been to my father's grave after the funeral. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that I don't care about my father at all. I loved him really much, I still love him really much. but I don't see the point in visiting the grave where his body lays. I personally felt his presence after the funeral and the first year after this thing happened. And when I wanted to talk to him, when I needed to kind of contact to him, I just would look at the sky directly and speak to him, because he's right over there and nowhere else. And the Memorial Day that is going to take place tomorrow made me think of it. When my mom reminded me about this day, I just thought about it one more time. Why can't we think about those who passed away like every day, any day? Why we should pick certain days to kind of sit all together and talk about these people? Why can't we do it on our own? Why do we have to go to visit their grave and stand there and cry and remind ourselves how miserable we are? And just why? I just want to say that I think it's better that we focus on ourselves and going through that all together and help each other go through that all together, as we cannot really affect what happens to a person after his death. So anyway, this was kind of a dark video. I hope that it made you think about it, and maybe you have different opinion, maybe you have the same opinion, and whatever opinion you have, text it in the comments down below. You're free to do that. And also, if you don't feel like texting in the comments down below, you can send it to my Ask account, which will be linked right here somewhere. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, which is Erin Curbs. I post my thoughts about new videos, I post stuff about my life, and I tweet day to day every day. And don't be so sad, don't be that sad, you probably got sad over here. No reason to be sad, because I got my visa, I'm going to Japan in a week right now, and I'm going to be doing my vlogging project over there, and I can't wait for you to see that. I'm going to do a lot of stuff, to visit crazy places, and probably I will upload during the summer, and if I won't, I will upload them all in the autumn. So anyways, just look for updates on my Twitter, here, everywhere, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Sayonara, and I'll see you soon. Bye.